Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the first live stream I've done in quite a while. So, in today's stream, we're going to be talking about all the latest Arsenal news. I'll introduce my guest shortly. We'll be covering everything from Lokonga's being announced very, very soon. We'll be covering the Hibernian game that we played the other day. We'll be talking about Locatelli, Aouar, and very, very many other topics. But first, Cossy, how are you?
I'm great, Glenn. I'm so happy that you're back, bro. I was so shocked with that, with that sickness message, but I'm so glad that you're back.
Yeah. No problem. I'm back again. There might be some issues with sound here and there, but no worries. We'll try and get through it. So a lot of topics to talk about. Causes link will be, I don't know if I put it in the title. If not, I'll put it right now. You can check out his channel. It will be there live in a couple of hours as well. So first topic is, let's talk about the Hibernian game first, Cossy. So what are your thoughts about the Hibernian game? Because there's been a lot of disappointment from that game. So how did you see it? Did you see it as just a friendly, or did you see it as, this is the same thing you're going to get next season?
Really, I didn't think about it too much before the game started, because I did a preview about it, and I told people that it's not a big game. It is one that Arsenal is going to try out young kids, the likes of Hutchinson, the likes of Clark, the likes of Omar Rekik, and things like that. But I expected something different. I expected character. At least I expected something different from last season. For me, what annoyed me in that game is Mikel trying to play people that are 100% leaving the club. Sid Kolasinac, you're playing Willian, players that are looking for jobs elsewhere. They're going to carry on their careers elsewhere. And then you're playing them, in that game. It didn't make sense for me. But look, I've seen so many people, very angry. And I do understand the reason, because it was almost a replica of what we had on the pitch last season. No character, no strength, no press. It was more of, it's like we were reduced to the level of Hibernian. And of course, Mikel said that the players had not got enough training sessions and things like that. Yes, you do. I might understand, but I don't really get it. I don't absolutely justify the fact that we lost to Hibernian. Hibernian had actually not won a game in their last three serious games. They had not won a game. They lost the Scottish final. They drew to Stoke in their recent pre-season game. They lost to Accrington Stanley pre-season still, and then we lost them. It did make a lot of sense for me. I was not really so angry, and I didn't take a lot of stick to Arsenal. I saw people saying Mikel Arteta out. It was trending really, and it's like no. This is overboard. But I wasn't impressed by the performance. I think we need to do better. Honestly, we need to do better in terms of building a blueprint, in terms of building an identity of football. It really showed that where we stopped last season is where we are. No identity of football, no nothing. It's like Arsenal don't have a style of football. Whoever gets it and can do anything with it, do it. Whoever gets it and you can't do anything with it, it's like we are not a unit. We are more of Smithway is good, Partey is good. You can see their brilliance shining, but the poor players, their disgusting performance also, outshines, if that's the right word to use. So I think what Mikel has to do, like he said, you've got now to go down and start thinking about things like, how do I correct this team? How do I build this team? That's the reason you go into preseason. If I don't see a change against Rangers, then I know this manager is not even learning from the basic, simple preseason games, and the mistakes that we are committing. But not really impressed, not really saddened by the performance, because the players have been away from training. I looked at Willian. The weight Willian has is I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know.
We have it. Williams, I don't know. That was going to be my next question. What do you make of that? Do you see that as ignorance, or are you happy for him that at least he was away from the Arsenal fans' stress and he gained some weight?
I looked at Willian and I looked at Sergio Ramos in his first training session with PSG, and I was like, really, are these two guys footballers. These two guys, professional footballers at both at 35 at 33 plus years. Look, I think Willian doesn't care anymore. At least it's now evident. He doesn't care for his career, or and if a player is not caring for his career, why would they care for Arsenal? He's getting ridiculous wages for nothing. I mean, I was disgusted, honestly. I was not happy with that. I was not really happy with that. And with Twitter, many Arsenal fans really, going out on Twitter and starting, taking it on Willian. I think he doesn't care anymore. And Fabrizio has just tweeted out that he's gonna leave. I think he doesn't care anymore. Honestly, he doesn't care. He doesn't give a damn. He doesn't care. You can't get out of shape. We last played the game in May, June. It is July. It is barely 2 months since the season is ended, and you look like that. Come on,
it's ridiculous.
Come on. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Barely 2 months. Ever since we last had our last game, it's ridiculous, man.
No problem. We'll come to the Rangers game, but let's finish about the Hibernian game first. I know there was a lot of negatives, but any positives you picked up from the game?
The young kids. That was my positive thing to note. And Emile Smith Rowe. Of course, there's been a lot of. I was on tension, honestly. I don't want to say I was so comfortable with the Emile Smith Rowe saga, despite the fact me thinking. I will really, we will actually have to keep him, or we will keep him. But Emile Smith, for me, Emile Smith Rowe coming on the game, and the way he appeared in the game, like this shining bright star, really, I mean, he gave me something positive to think about. And then the young kids, I think Paul Clark had a good game. Many people, of course, coming out and saying Paul Clark, who is he, a young kid, and things like that. But I think Paul Clark had a good game, a very, very concentrated centre back, a very calm centre back. I liked him. I liked Omar Rekik as well. And for Omar Rekik, the good thing I loved about him is more of a ball-playing centre back, very, very confident. And I think the prediction I made last year in December when we were going to sign him, is not wrong. He's a very, very great centre back. He might make a very great centre back in the coming years. So I was really happy with the young kids. Omar Hutchinson as well. I didn't see Miguel Aziz. I would have loved to see Aziz as well. But the young kids, I think, we have some. We are trying to build some, something coming up. I'm tired of seeing people like Sid Kolasinac. I'm really tired of playing people like Hector Bellerin. I would play someone like Omar Hutchinson. I'll play someone like Omar Rekik. I'll play some, players like that. So for me, to pick out the positives, it was the young kids. Their display was so good, and I was disappointed by by these senior players. But the young kids, yeah, they got it right. They really got it right.
Sorry about that. My internet is acting up a bit. But we managed a 2-1 loss, but Smith Rowe as well got a goal that is very good. About the goalkeeper, though. The goalkeeper wasn't that impressive. What did you make about his performance? Shaky for his first game, or are you going to allow him because it was just his first game?
After OKONKWO, yeah. I think there's a lot for him to process. And if I'm Mikel Arteta, I even don't give him the first half of that game. I don't give it to him because he's just been promoted to the first team squad, signed a senior contract, and he's under pressure to perform. You understand? It's like for him, this is a dream come true. It's like he's wearing an 89 million price tag at the moment. And I was doing a live watch along, and I told my people, I think it's that point in time where you feel, I have to get it right. And because you want to make it, you want to be perfect, you want to get it right. Some things might be wrong, but apart from that mistake, he collected a couple of balls from in the air. I don't think it was really tested that much, but I really can't judge him with that one mistake, and I really can't judge him with one performance. I think he's good in the air, collecting the balls. I think he has awareness as well. I looked at his awareness; he was okay, but the mistakes do happen. I mean, Leno had a couple of them last season, so we really can't take a lot of stick on the young lad, really.
Yeah, I think he'll play again against Rangers as well because we are lacking goalkeepers right now, and that takes us nicely to the first topic of the day in terms of transfers. Sam Johnstone. Now, Sam Johnstone has been linked to Arsenal. I did a video about him 2 months ago, talking about the goalkeepers that could replace Leno. He was one of them. Donnarumma was the other one, and Unai Simon for Spain was the other one. Obviously, Unai Simon as well did a couple of mistakes in the Euros, and Donnarumma has moved to PSG. So, Sam Johnstone, would you be interested in someone like Sam Johnstone to become our second goalkeeper, not even our first goalkeeper, second choice goalkeeper? Would you take him for 10 million, 15 million?
Yeah, when I was doing the live stream early in the morning, I talked about him, and I'm so glad that you're on, and you told me that you've made a couple of research initiatives on him, and I think he's a goalkeeper. Honestly, I've watched him today. I've watched some of his clips, and I don't think he's a bad goalkeeper. Because he's English and young, you're gonna pay around 10 to 15 or even 20 million pounds to West Bromwich Albion. But I think as to going for a homegrown keeper, I don't know what's behind that. We could have gone for Matt Ryan. We left him go, on a free. That means we are really focused on getting in a homegrown goalkeeper. I'll take him. I'll take Sam Johnstone because he has a lot of time to develop. He has a lot of potential, and there's a lot of time to develop for him. And it wouldn't cost us the ridiculous 30-40 million pounds that Aaron Ramsdale will cost us because he's been in the Euros. So I'll take him. For me, the goalkeeping department at Arsenal, it matters now because we have a manager.
All of a sudden.
All of a sudden it matters, and because we have a manager that feels playing out from the back is his style. We've got to bring in someone who can do that. I don't know if he's going to groom some Jonhstone into doing that. Of course, today reports are claiming that Leno will 100% sign a new contract and stay at Arsenal. That is also positive as well. But as for a second choice goalkeeper, I'll take him, but closely monitor him because for me, the times have changed. Back then, you could have a second choice goalkeeper and you never know the name of the second choice goalkeeper, right? These days, things have changed. Things have really changed. Both goalkeepers have to be at a world class level. Can Sam Johnstone become a world class? I can't lock him out. He's still young. A lot of potential and a lot of opportunities for him to, a lot of doors to open before him. So probably I'll take him, but give him, put him under a lot of consideration and pray he gets into the right hands at Arsenal.
You're very right. There's a time we only knew Lehmann. If it's Lehmann, it's Lehmann. If it's Almunia, it's Almunia. We never knew. Yeah. I remember we had a second choice goalkeeper called something like Pom or something, a name like that. I never saw him play. Matt Messi, we never saw him play. So that's usually used to be back in the days. As well as they always say, football changes. Right now, you have to have a second choice goalkeeper who's good and a third choice goalkeeper who's very good as well. So that's Sam Johnstone. So 10 million, yes or no?
10 million, yeah, I'll do it. Of course, the English tax, included. I'll do it.
Awesome. So that is Sam Johnstone. And the second point that us to talk about is our own player Tierney. He recently signed a new contract and he's back in training. Now, that does that show you the mentality of Tierney? Because he could be on holiday for a couple of more weeks if he wanted, but he's not. He came to the team. Obviously, he was a Celtic player. I'm sure he wants to play that Rangers game. I am 100% sure he wants to play against Rangers, being a Celtic fan. So, what does that show you as an Arsenal fan? Tierney coming back to training very early.
For me, it is the mentality. It's the mentality. It's the character. And I spoke about this, when we were beginning the show, that at times these Arsenal men don't have character. Have you seen them? Have you seen them against Hibernian? There's no character. Aubameyang, no character. The likes of Willian is now around 300 kgs. No character, no nothing, no mentality in that team. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. But Kieran Tierney, it's not the first time he has shown us this. He's been training in shorts in snow. That is Kieran Tierney, and that's the player he is. and when he signed in his new contract, he said, "I might not have a lot of talent like many players I play around, but what I've got is to hard work, and that is the advantage I have. I can I can really work hard." And become that player that everybody admires. And look, bro, you don't need to work so hard in this Arsenal team. Just work hard a little, and you're gonna be the shining star. And for me, he stands out. He stands out, character-wise, mentality. Of course, right from the beginning when he had just joined Arsenal, we had of rumors that Arsenal players were trolling him because he was working, training hard, and they were actually trolling him, taking a dig at him. And I was like, come on, how do you even, brag about this on social media? You're embarrassing, guys. You're just showing that we have a rotten mentality, at Arsenal. And eventually, in the season, the rotten mentality came onto the pitch, and you've seen Kieran Tierney, the fighting spirit. It is not over until it is over. Back in training, he's been with Scotland. They played, games in the Euros, and I've seen people say, Ben White cannot join Arsenal because he's been in the Euros. He didn't play a fucking game. He didn't play even one game. What are you talking about? So really, for me, Tierney is the character. It is the character. If it's not the injuries in his way, I can make a prediction that nobody wants to hear on this channel. I think this guy will leave Arsenal for around 90 million or 85 million pounds in the future. Honestly.
In the future. That would be a good price for us to get. We never get such kind of money from any player, but I wouldn't sell him. So last question on Tierney is, he also carries his boots in some cheap Tesco bags. He doesn't have any bragging, nothing. He's there to play football. So would you take off the captaincy from Aubameyang and give him this season right now?
I mean, if of course you've got to think about the dressing room. You've got to think about the dressing room. Of course, for me, Aubameyang getting that captaincy, it was about you're the most exciting player at the club. Get the captaincy so that you can actually stay. It's not it was never about his leadership skills, and of course, he was banging in the goals, leading us. Of course, the leadership coming in from his experience, from his performances. If I could leave him this season, but make Kieran Tierney immediate deputy, I would make Kieran Tierney the immediate deputy to Aubameyang, just to make sure that I don't rip apart the dressing room. Aubameyang has now been captain, now Kieran Tierney is captain. So to keep that solidarity, to keep the unity, I leave Aubameyang as captain, but deputize him with Kieran Tierney immediately, just to be sure that the moment Aubameyang goes away, it is Kieran Tierney, coming in.
Yeah, last season you had way too many captains. Holding was captain in this game. Bellerin was captain in the next game. Leno was captain in the next game. Lacazette, I even thought Lacazette was a second choice captain. It was Bellerin. I didn't even know about that. Aubameyang was our captain in a few games. Luiz, we had too many captains, too many games. So we need the two captains, whether it's Aubameyang and Tierney, and keep it at that. Because I also agree with you, because if you take it away from Aubameyang and give it to Tierney, you're creating problems. How do you expect? Aubameyang could be okay with it, but that's how we look at Tierney. We look at him as an enemy now. You have to be careful with those things as well. Go ahead. Yeah,
exactly. And one thing I think in a captain, one of the things you want in a captain is the durability. The durability. How many games are you gonna play for us consistently in a season? If you're playing less than 31 games, bro, no, you can't be captain. Less than 35, actually less than 32 games for me, you can't be captain. You must be able to play at least 32 games out of the 38 games in the Premier League season. The durability. Look at the likes of Harry Maguire. He's played 36 games. Look at the likes of those John Terry. That guy could play 38 games in a season in, season out.
Connor Cody at Wolves. All games.
All games. You understand? So for me, it's the durability. If it's not the injuries, Tierney is one person that plays almost 99% of our games. If it's not the injuries, I would give it to him. Honestly, in the near future, I give it to him. He has the leadership, he has the character, he has the mentality. He's got he's got everything for a captain of a big club.
Yeah. So that is Tierney. Very, very good mentality. Great to have him back. I think he might actually appear against Rangers because of the rivalry. I'm sure he wants to play that game. So we could see him on Saturday against Rangers. The next one is Martin Ødegaard. Surprisingly, he's back in our raid again, I'm hearing La Liga has given, I think, some like a wage cut. Like there's a certain number of number in terms of wages every team should have. So Barcelona and Real Madrid are trying to get rid of their players, and Ødegaard and Ceballos was two of those players who they're trying to get rid of. So Martin Ødegaard is back on our radar again. What do you make of him? Would you try and get him for? Okay, first let me ask you first. Yeah, would you try and get him? Not considering the price. Forget about the price. Would you want Martin Ødegaard to be back at Arsenal?
Without considering the price, yeah. I would try. I'll try. But my problem with Martin Ødegaard, it's not a big problem, but I think he's a player that needs guidance. A player that needs guidance. And I don't think Mikel Arteta is going to give him that guidance, honestly. If you're concerned about the player, you don't tell him to go to under Mikel Arteta. If you're just concerned about Arsenal, I take him. I'll try to do. I'll try to bring him back. Yeah.
Okay. So 30 million, 50 million. Where is your? Which kind of money would you pay for him?
I think realistically, he's around because he's a great talent. A lot of potential. He's so young, and you've already seen what he has done in in the Premier League in the shortest time period possible. Of course, he didn't do many assists. He didn't score many goals. And yesterday I was listening to Jan Edfrojo on the Fabrizio Romano Twitch account, and he was saying that one of the things Ødegaard has to get is take more risks, like you saw Smith Rowe do in that Hibernian game. Take more risks and become that fighter. If he can become that, then I think he will become a very, very complete player. But I'll do around 35 to 45 million euros. I think that is the price in which he fits. 35 to 45 million euros. Great price. I would get him in and try to develop him and shape him into the player. Because for me, when I look at Ødegaard, he's a player that is really talented but undecided. Really undecided. That is it. Yeah. He's not, he doesn't take the risks of a Maddison as a number 10, and he's not so conservative as a Granit Xhaka. He's in between. His career is moving, at that pace. He needs to decide where is he. He's a number 10. He needs to take the risks, shoot at goal, create more assists, create more chances. Otherwise, we might rate people are rating Emi Buendia more than Ødegaard, and it's funny. For me, the more talented player, of the two is Ødegaard, but because it's not given, he hasn't had that guidance, to get the fighting spirits in, to get his risk-taking, spirits in. That's why we rate the likes of Emi, ahead of him. But I would take him at Arsenal, 45 million euros. I would, but I don't think Madrid will sell him.
For his time at Arsenal from January or from February 1st to May, out of 10, what did you give him?
Out of 10, because it was a new league, and he came in and made an instant impact. That is what I wanted. I wanted someone who could come in and instantly give us some more battery and energy. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. There is a way he made this Arsenal side look different, because our problem was we could pass the ball, but the final third was a problem. We could run out of ideas in the in the final third, whether Partey was on that pitch or not. So what he actually made us discover is when you get into the final third, this is what you do. And without Martin Ødegaard in this Arsenal side, it is only Emil Smith Rowe that can do that. So for me, for the impact he created in the side, 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. I would even give him a 7.5. I
agree that completely. Let's go to another midfielder who we've been linked to, and Albert Sambi Lokonga should be an Arsenal player probably today or tomorrow in terms of being announced. So why do you think it has taken this long? Because he's not at the Euros.
Well, with the Lokonga deal, I mean, I've tried to manufacture so many excuses for Edu and Mikel, but with all honesty, there is no reason as to why we delayed this deal. There is no reason. Absolutely no reason as to why this deal has delayed to this extent. Of course, we had the issue of the sell-on clause. Of course, Anderlecht saying we want 15% of any future sell-on clauses of any future sell. Sell. We want 15%, and Arsenal were objecting to that. I think we spent a week there trying to waste time. And then eventually, I even don't know how the sell-on clause thing ended. Paperwork was signed 3 days ago. Look, I think Arsenal is just naturally slow in terms of doing their business. With a lot of work to do in this summer, you would have expected us to be very fast. At least, if not fast in bringing in players, fast at letting players out. But it's not happening. We are actually struggling to bring in players, and we are struggling to let players, go. It is the second week of July. We have now officially 4 weeks to the beginning of the season. 4 weeks officially, because we begin on 13th, right?
Yeah, on a Friday, yes.
No, on a Friday, 13th. So for me, Arsenal, slow business. Why it has taken so long? I think it is the weakness. It is the weakness that has that was groomed into this Arsenal transfer structure. It's never changing. It's never going away. We just we just need to adapt to that. I think it's a question I answer every day on my streams. Cossy, why is it taking so long? Cossy, why are we doing a lot of talking? Cossy, why is it taking so long? And at times you don't want to even to lie to these people who are watching us, because they are, with all due respect, they're the reason as to why we are on YouTube. And the only thing we have to do is, tell them what is happening. The deal could be announced tomorrow after 4-5 good weeks. 22 million euros. 4-5 good weeks. What the hell is going on?
A backup player we've taken 5 weeks to announce.
Exactly.
So for Lokonga, but he will be announced very soon. In the next, let's say, I can't say today. Let me say in the next 48 hours. Let's give ourselves a gap. In the next 48 hours, he will be an Arsenal player. We've done so many videos on him. You can go check out on Cossy's Arsenal podcast or on my channel about where he can line up for Arsenal and all that. He can play as a midfielder next to Partey. He can play maybe as the sole midfielder next to another attacking player, kind of. So let's see how he does. He's very good on the ball. He's calm on the ball. He's composed. So let's hope he brings a difference to Arsenal. The other piece of news that has come out today, Cossy, is obviously about Locatelli, as always, or yesterday. Locatelli bid and everything. Obviously, for me, I expect Locatelli to join Juventus. If I was Locatelli, I would prefer to join Juventus instead of Arsenal, unfortunately. So what do you make of him? Is he a player that you like? Is he a player that can make a difference at Arsenal? Or do you prefer the Neves of this world?
Apart from the lack of Premier League football, I think he's top class, he's world class. Honestly.
Yeah.
And many people have been telling me, because he was not even picked at regularly in the Euros, and I told them, look at that midfield. You have Jorginho, who's had a wonderful year. You have Marco Verratti, undroppable, and you have Nicolo Barella in that midfield. It's so hard. It's absolutely so hard, to penetrate through it. But he's a top class player. Top class player. He's a top man. Now, I would take him, honestly, over Ruben Neves, because I think what Manuel Locatelli has got is the vibe. He adds some vibe in the midfield, and I think I love players with the vibe. I do love those players that can, make you feel like Arsenal is playing. I need to wrap up whatever I'm doing and go and watch Manuel Locatelli, watch Thomas Partey, things like that. I wouldn't wrap up my things to watch Granit Xhaka, really. So that's one of the reasons I would take him. But it's a hard deal, really. It's a very, very hard deal, because one, Sassuolo do not want to disappoint Juventus, and they have said it in the open. Their first choice is to sell to Juventus. If Juventus can give them the money they want. The player also wants to stay in Italy and wants to join Juve. And yesterday I said it only makes sense why the player wants to go to Juve. One, they're bigger than Arsenal at the moment. In the past 5 years, in the past 10 years, they have a Champions League final somewhere. They have so many Serie A titles.
Finals, more than one.
Exactly, finals. They have Serie A titles. I don't know, consecutively 5, 6, uncountable, right? Yeah. There is no way player is going to reject a club like that. Honestly, let's speak from a footballing point of view, not as Arsenal fans. There's no way you're going to reject Juventus, right? So, and of course, he's going to play with Juventus have a beautiful squad. The likes of Chiesa, there is Ronaldo, there's Paulo Dybala, Bernardeschi's of this world, and a couple of other. And they've got a good manager. I would love to play, under Juventus manager, and I don't want to play under an Arsenal manager in terms of if you're convincing me. So Manuel Locatelli, I'll take him. but it's a very difficult one. A very, very, very difficult one. Yesterday, of course, Ekren Kona, said we had outbid Juventus, and now Edu is trying to convince Locatelli to join Arsenal. Good luck, Edu. It's not going to be an easy one. It's not going to be an easy one. You've got to do a lot. You've really, really got to do a lot to sell the picture that you have in your head, and paint it into Manuel Locatelli's, head. But it's a top man, but not easy. Not really easy to do.
I remember, I don't know which team they were playing in the Euros. I think did he score 2 in one game? He was very good in that game. He was very good in that game. I don't know if it was in Turkey.
And I think he was man of the match.
Wales or something. Yeah, man of the match in that game as well. Very, very good in that game. So he could be a good option if you could get him. But if you can't get him, there are so many midfielders Arsenal linked to. If we are to get all these midfielders and players, we would win the league next season, definitely. So I'm going to do it differently for the next players between the two players. And let me know in the comment section as well. I can see 25 people watching in total. Make sure to drop a like. Maddison or Aouar? Who would you get? Maddison for 55 million or Aouar for 35 million? Who would you get?
Wow, it's pretty hard one. It's pretty hard. I think as an Arsenal fan, I will think about the budget. I'll think about the budget. Honestly, if you ask me genuinely, I would take Aouar over Maddison. And for me, the reason is for Aouar, I could use him in a 4-3-3. I could use him in a 4-2-3-1. I can make him my central attacking midfielder. It's going to work for me. I could make him my central midfielder. It's going to work for me. And I think it's a little bit more flexible. With what you have in James Maddison is a specialized number 10 that cures his instant antidote to the problem we have. That is it. Instant antidote. Bring in Maddison, a goal-scoring midfielder. So lack of goals in the midfield is cured. Creates more chances. Lack of chances for your strikers is cured. That's it. But I think Aouar, also a very, very young player and great talent. If I bring in Aouar and probably make him my number 10 and bring in someone like Manuel Locatelli or bring in someone like Ruben Neves as my central midfielder, I think I could get the perfect combination, because at times football it might not be about in video brilliance, but combinations. What is the combination you're using? Aouar and Neves, Aouar and Locatelli, or Aouar and Partey, things like that. So I would take Aouar. It's a bargain. Even less than 35 million euros, less than 30 million euros. You could get him from Lyon. It's a bargain. It's gonna be. It's a little bit more versatile, and I think all the time he's played as an attacking midfielder, he's done well. I think he's played 14 games as an attacking midfielder, if you look at the statistics, and he's engaged himself in close to 9 goals, in those 14 appearances as playing as an attacking midfielder. And he has engaged himself in more goals as a central midfielder as well. And that's one of the things I've been looking at. Can we get someone creating chances from afar? We were all very happy when it was Thomas Partey who released Alexander Lacazette. Which game was that? From the midfield. Beautiful goal. Very beautiful goal.
Sheffield
United. Can we see more of that? Can we get a player who does more of that? And I think Aouar is the man. So I would take Aouar, honestly.
There was even another one where Partey released Aubameyang against Newcastle. The time he played Newcastle twice in a week. The Premier League, when Aubameyang, I think, scored twice, that was it. So I'm glad you brought up the formation. So in that number 10 position with the fire emojis, who do you think would do better, Aouar or Maddison?
Number 10 position. Yeah. I know. I think, honestly, for instant impact, it is Maddison. Instant impact. It is Maddison. He would do better. He would do better. He would do better there. I don't want to lie. But if you're telling me in the long run, make someone, if there is time, I would put Aouar there and develop him into a very good number 10, because he loves going for goal and he loves creating chances. But at the moment, it is Maddison, because you bring him in, That is what he's doing at Leicester City. Almost, and I believe we are bigger than Leicester City, but at the moment, it won't be much work. It won't be much work for Maddison to adapt to Arsenal, because we are almost at the same level, if not Leicester City being slightly ahead of us in the past 5 years, in the past 6 years. So Maddison would be the man.
And the way he plays with Vardy, that is how I want us to play with Aubameyang. That pace in behind. I always saw him doing that at Gabon, at Dortmund, at Saint Etienne, but we've never seen him do that a lot at Arsenal. So let's see. What about in that position? We have Part in the middle, and then the two positions either side of him. Which player can do better there, Aouar or Maddison?
In that position, it is definitely 100% Houssem Aouar, because with Aouar, the beautiful thing you have with Houssem Aouar, he's a little bit more of a central midfielder in his build. Maddison is typically an attacking midfielder in his build. If you look at him, how he enjoys his play and how he plays as a footballer, great to watch, a joy to watch. But he's an attacking midfielder. Absolutely nothing. He's got nothing with playing as a central mid. With Houssem Aouar, he covers more distance, and that's what you want. That's what you want with a central midfielder. You want someone who engages more, with play, gets that ball, passes it, gets it back, passes it again. Changes the rhythm, changes the songs. Tries to change the wings, things like that. That is Houssem Aouar for you. Covers a lot of distance. If you look at it, if you look at their heat maps, Maddison's heat map is more busy just around the penalty area. Houssem Aouar's heat map is more busy. If you're looking at the center arc, is more busy just beyond the center arc, and that's why Aouar is the better player in that area. Covers more ground, covers more distance, has a lot of awareness. In terms of in terms of when do I get the ball, how do I receive it, and where do I put it.
Okay, what about in that position next to Partey? I'm assuming Aouar?
Yeah, Aouar. Houssem Aouar.
Awesome. So that makes it very easy. So that is in terms of position. So you've picked Maddison for 1 and Aouar for 2. What in terms of Premier League experience, though?
Yeah, I wouldn't go for really Premier League experience, but in terms of the Premier League, as it is as a league, and how pressing it is and how hard it is, maybe there. It's expensive, but James Maddison is the real deal. If you're looking for a guarantee in a player that's gonna work, you want guarantees. It's James Maddison, because for Houssem Aouar, he's coming from the French League One, and the two leagues are really not on the same level. Not really on the same level. I think I don't want to really say French League One is a little bit softer, but if you look at the clubs and the quality of players, there, it's so different from the Premier League. And you give a lot of credit to James Maddison for the fact that he's managed to fight against top class midfield players, top class midfield defense, top class defenses. For the past 2-3 years, in the Premier, I think 2 years in the Premier League, performing at a top level. So it's Maddison for in terms of Premier League, adapting quickly and things like that. It is Maddison. It's really Maddison. And of course, speaking as an Arsenal fan, and on behalf of Arsenal fans, and I know what they want, it is Maddison.
Yeah, Adeko says Maddison. Fletcher says Maddison. Let me see. Adeko even repeats it again and says Maddison again. Raider says Maddison won't come to Arsenal. Keep dreaming, deluded Arsenal fans. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Let me tell you something about Maddison. Now, Leicester have sold Mahrez to Man City recently. They've sold Maguire to United recently. They've sold Kante. They've sold Drinkwater. So they've sold players. So Maddison leaving Leicester is not a dream. He can actually leave Leicester. And he left those teams. He actually left Leicester when Leicester was above those teams as well. When the likes of Kante left, they were above Chelsea, they were above United. Maguire, when he left, Leicester was also doing very well, almost on the same level as United as well. So the only thing that could be a problem is the money. But him leaving, because there's already been talks about him being okay with moving away from Leicester to Arsenal. And I've not had any other team being linked to him anyway. So Whatever makes you happy, Radio, whatever makes you happy. KKV says Aouar can be that Jack Wilshere Santi. What do you make of that?
Come again?
Aouar, KKV says Aouar can be that Jack Wilshere Santi Cazorla. Do you think he can play that position?
I think he is. He can't be, but he is. He is. That is the kind of player he is. A midfielder with vibe, a midfielder with a lot of awareness, and a midfielder with a lot of hunger to progress that ball from deeper areas to advanced areas into the final third. He is a Jack Wilshere. He is a Santi Cazorla. And if you've looked at him, his passing is so good. But one of the things he loves is to dribble. Takes on a lot of dribbles per 90, a lot of progressive balls per 90.
Yeah. Raid also says Aouar will go to a team that has European football. Okay, Leicester don't have Champions League. Let's not forget that. So let's try and look at those other 5 teams that have Champions League football. If you go to Chelsea, you'll be lying to yourself. They have Havertz in that position. They have so many other players in that position. So you'll just be adding to their attacking threat, and there'll be too many players in that position. City have De Bruyne playing in that position. They still have Bernardo Silva in the team and all those players. Which other team was up there? Man United. If you go to Man United, you'll be killing your career. They already have Fernandes there. They already have Pogba. Van der Beek has already killed his career at United. If you go there and join Maddison, will he be playing every single day? I don't think so. Liverpool, maybe. But Liverpool, the kind of formation they play, will it fit Maddison? I'm not sure. Which was the other club finishing in the top? Tottenham was finished like 7th or something. Tottenham maybe as well. So let's say Arsenal, Tottenham, Liverpool. So Liverpool, have they shown any interest in him? I don't think so. So, well, whatever you think, let's see. But I'll be very happy if he joins. If he joins and shuts up people like Raider, I'll be very happy. So we also said about Partey, the same thing. He can't join Arsenal. Partey cannot move from Atletico Madrid to Arsenal. He has to go to a Chelsea or a City. But he moved to Arsenal either way. So, which is your pick again? Aouar or Maddison?
Maddison. And look, what I want to tell people, especially those fans out there, coming, why would Maddison downgrade? Why would Aouar downgrade? This is not career mode. There's so many reasons at why Aouar would join Arsenal. So many reasons. And I spoke about, I was trying to make sense of why Locatelli would join Arsenal. And I spoke about so many things yesterday. And I said, for Manuel Locatelli, what we have to offer, one, is a league, the Premier League. I'm taking you to I'm giving you a chance to play, in the biggest league in the world, right? In the biggest league in the world. So transfers are not like that. Why would ABC downgrade? Players have left Madrid, Barcelona, and they have joined the likes of joined the likes of Benfica. Why would they do that? I mean, everybody thinks the moment Barcelona comes in, you just say done deal. It's not like that. It doesn't work like that. I mean, Antoine Griezmann, at this point in time, he would play anywhere apart from Barca. Why would he downgrade, right? So there's so many reasons with
I'll give you another one. Maddison and Aouar did not play in the Euros. Next year there's a World Cup. If any of them goes to a city, you'll be killing your chances of going to the World Cup. These players have to get places where they're going to play 36 out of the 38 games so that they can be considered for their international teams. This is not just about going, yes, it's about winning trophies. That's fine. You can go and win trophies, but also it's about your own career. Whereas these players, I had Cossy saying earlier, these players want to play for their countries. These players want to play in the World Cup. Which team can give you the better option of playing in a World Cup or better chances of playing in a World Cup? The teams that don't have those players playing in that position yet. A team like Arsenal, a team like Tottenham, those teams don't have anyone playing in that position. At striker right now, if Kane leaves Tottenham, if you ask someone, do you want to go to Arsenal or Tottenham? I'd probably say Tottenham because Tottenham have sold Kane. They don't have a striker. I already know Arsenal have Lacazette and Aubameyang. Not because Tottenham is a smaller club or Tottenham have never won a trophy, because there's an opportunity there. So you have to look at a lot of things. But yeah, whatever makes you happy. So my one name, Cossy, Maddison or Aouar?
Maddison.
50 people watching. Make sure you drop a like on the video. We'll be live on Cossy's channel to talk about more about Arsenal players leaving in like 30 minutes or something. And the last topic we'll discuss is Rangers against Arsenal this weekend, Cossy. So Hibernian game didn't go as planned. We ended up losing. we ended up missing a penalty. At the moment he stepped up for that penalty, I said, Arsenal, the way we played this game, he's going to miss that penalty, and he did. We obviously saw a lot of players we didn't want to see, the likes of Kolasinac and Willian. So what did you do different in that game? Would you bring back the likes of Tavares to play, or Tavares to make his debut? Would you bring back Tierney? Holding, I think, is fit now. Would you give the likes of Willock a chance, or would you just play the likes of Kolasinac for the sake of it to cover?
The only change I would make in this game is let the guys that are not part of this club in the future don't give them the training. Clearly, don't give. What sense does it make if you give Sid Kolasinac 4 games in the preseason, and then you terminate his contract, right?
Yeah.
Come on. I think in this game, what we should do better is let the players that are part of this project be part of the project. Let them have the chance to test themselves out. Honestly speaking, let the players actually have a chance, to get the preseason training, to get the fitness. Don't play Sid Kolasinac. Don't play Willian. He doesn't care. He doesn't give anything. He's not going to give you anything. His concentration is at home. Live in, like DT said, leave him in London. Don't travel with him, honestly. So I need to see the likes of Nuno. I need to see the likes of Tierney. I need to see the likes of Robolding. I need to see let them come, because those are the players that we're going to use next season. We don't want Robolding, but it's gonna, it's available for next season, and there is nothing we can do about it. So let him play. Let them play. Let us know this is our squad, right? This is our squad. It is training in the preseason. What difference does it make for Sid Kolasinac to play in the preseason, and then Nuno Tavares starts the season against Brentford, and we say, "Oh, Nuno Tavares looked, he wasn't fit." Oh, come on, yeah. So I think that is the one thing I expect, and I think it's a real big game. Rangers have won the league with Steven Gerrard. He wants to prove a point. Honestly, he will want to prove a point. Because he's been at Liverpool, and this is something like a Premier League reunion, things like that. So we need to take it seriously, because the more we lose games, for me, the more the fans lose interest, and the more the players lose track. The problem with defeat in football is you lose track. You lose track, and you don't want to lose track. Really. So honestly, we've got to salvage a bad win, not even a point, but a bad win. We need it.
Yeah, they were undefeated last season by then in the league. So 2 positions I want to ask you about. The goalkeeper position, who do you start? OKONKWO, or the other one, KJ Haino, just like we did the other day, 45 minutes?
I don't know. What's up with Runarsson?
He didn't even travel, I heard. So I think they're trying to sell him.
Yeah, I mean there is to
take him out on loan. Yeah.
There is a Turkish club that wants him on loan or a permanent deal. I've heard of that.
Yeah.
I'll play Arthur because definitely next season is going to be our third choice goalkeeper. So you've got to bombard him with games to boost his immunity and confidence. So I would give him Arthur OKONKWO. Get in there, man. Try to show us why you signed a new contract. A professional contract. Don't be a jerk, right?
Okay, so another position is the centre-back position. We have a big problems that Holding was unfit the other day. We only had Pablo Mari, Clark, the youngster who played well, and Rekic as well. So who do you play in that position? Do you start Pablo Mari again, 90 minutes? We know he's kind of injury prone as well, or do you play the 2 youngsters, Rekic and Clark, or do you? I don't know if Chambers traveled.
Actually, he's injury prone, and he's the only left-footed centre-back we have at the moment.
Yeah,
because
maybe for a while. Yeah, because Gabriel could be out for weeks.
And that could be for a while. So, but I'll play Pablo Mari. I think you need the experience in there. I'll play Pablo Mari alongside Omar Rekic. Omar Rekic was impressive, brilliant. I play Pablo Mari alongside Omar Rekic.
Willian, do you want to see Willian, or you're done with Willian? You don't see him even for 10 minutes.
Fabrizio said 100% is leaving. He should leave now. Which team
will he join looking like that?
That's the problem. Look,
I really want to know, because I wouldn't sign him at all.
Look, I mean, and the problem is that he's earning close to 200 k per week. That means if you try to terminate his contract, you're in big losses, big losses.
Okay, so I forgot to cover Ben White. So how soon do you think you can get that done? Because as you said, we are lacking centre backs at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, the latest information I have with Peter O'Rourke, he says that one the player has been telling his fellow teammates, in the England national team, that this one is the deal is pretty much done, and he wants to complete it. He wants the deal completed before he goes out on holiday, right? I don't know what the holiday is for, but of course, because it's been the Euros, honestly. So I mean, they're saying it should be this week, later this week, or earlier next week. But of course, it's a deal that we are being really kept out of the negotiation wars, right? I even don't know what they're talking about, because the last time I heard, Arsenal had tabled a 48 million in guaranteed payments and more money in add-ons. There was nothing like bid rejected. There was nothing like bid accepted. We are in the middle there. The deal is progressing all the time. Romano says it's close. Jonhstone says it's close. Gianluigi Di Marzio says it's one step away from completion. What is taking so long? I mean, is it traveling? I mean, is it traveling in space? I'm not sure, but that one should be completed at least in the next week. We'll have a big update.
It's Arsenal, because I still don't know how we are getting ourselves in a position where we don't have centre backs. Mavropanos has been sent back on loan. Saliba has been sent back on loan. We had like 10 centre backs at the same time, and right now we only have one. So you wonder what happened. Let's take a few comments. Saka a hero? Yes, he is. He says, "And do you think we will get Locatelli? If not, who will play the number 8 role?"
I think at the moment, I think one thing I'm so sure of, and I'll say this, please clip it out and post it on Twitter or anywhere you want. Arsenal will lose Granit Xhaka, and we will sign in a new player. We'll bring in a new signing. That one I'm so sure of. I'm very confident. But at the moment, if we don't sign in anyone, perhaps if Arsenal does Arsenal things, then it's gonna be Partey and Lokonga in that midfield. Partey as the 8, the box to box, and then Lokonga as your 6.
Okay, and Partey did have a very good free kick the other day. I'm hoping he's practicing more and more. Augustine, thanks for your comment. Says, "Forget it. Aouar will never play for his country, even if he goes to Madrid." Listen, that's what Ben White would have been telling himself at the end of the season. "I'll never play for England. There's way too many players." You never know. You can not wishing any luck, any injuries to anyone, but it could get to that time around December of next year, and then a couple of attacking midfielders in the club in the country get injured, and they have to pick him or become the 23rd man to get picked or something. You never know. Anything can happen.
And for me, it is not even about getting injured. I think, unlike England, where you have so many players that are on a sure deal, they'll be called. Rashford has to be called. Sterling has to be called. Jadon Sanchez going to Manchester United will be called. Harry Maguire has to be called. I think with that French side. With that French side, what you have is, apart from the likes of Paul Pogba, there are not so many actually. You have a lot of, the squad selection is more flexible, than any other nation. They don't have so many sure deals in there. Look at Corentin Tolisso. How many times have we seen Corentin Tolisso play for France? How many times? Yeah,
very rarely. But we actually very a lot. In fact, I didn't even know about him. I think I came to know about him from Lacazette, but surprisingly, he actually gets picked.
Exactly. So look, and that's what I'm saying. That Houssem Aouar, one of the things, and I say this all the time. If Houssem Aouar comes to Arsenal, if Ben White joins Arsenal, they're playing for a big side. It is easy to look at them. It is easy to monitor them. Their chances of playing for their national teams are bigger. That's the reason. And that's why Pogba moves straight in, right? I mean, he's good. He's world class. He's absolutely, unplayable. But honestly, he's playing for United. He's playing for Juve. You've got to call him, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if he comes to If he joins a big club, his chances of of playing out there are bigger.
Yeah, Sunshine, Moonshine, interesting name. It says Willian is the latest new Ozil Bangolap. Yeah, high wages, not enough capability to showcase for sale. And I don't even think anything that can get him. I was very surprised to hear that he was asking for higher wages in US than he's actually getting in England at Arsenal. I was very surprised because after the season he had, he should be glad that he's getting a team after the season he had. So I don't know what that is about. Saka Hero says, can you look at Adley from Bordeaux? He will cost 2.5 to 4 million. Only 20 heard of him yet?
Yeah. I mean, my community really suggests so many names. Really suggests many names. But for me at the moment, we want players that make an impact straight away. Adley is one player that you've got to give time. That's one of the things you've got to think about. And for me, no, I need someone. Lokonga, Nuno Tavares, that's enough. Let's now do the real business.
Awesome. So that is the latest news. Cossy, let them know they can follow you.
Honestly, follow me on Twitter. The discussions never stop on Twitter at Cossy. That is my Twitter handle. Just type in Cossy on Twitter. You'll be able to find me. YouTube, Cossy's Arsenal podcast. Of course, my name has always been, has been on the stream, and the link is in the title as well. Just tap on my name and the link in the title, and you'll be able to go to the channel and subscribe. Big up all the lads that have been watching us. It really means a lot. And of course, yes, Arsenal is our team. Disappointing, but it's still our team, and we will always back it.
Prediction for Rangers and Arsenal?
2-2.
2-2. Who will score for us?
I'll back Lacazette to get a goal. I'll back Lacazette to get a goal, and Pepe.
I wonder why he didn't say Nketiah. I wonder why he didn't say Nketiah. I'm hoping he really improves soon because a lot of people are losing faith in him. So what time are you live on your channel?
We'll be live at exactly 3:30.
Awesome. Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe and head over to Cossy's channel. We'll be live there shortly. Keep staying safe, and I'll catch up with you guys later.